Hello, Rinians. How is everyone doing today? Welcome. Hello, Tony, May, Luke. That's everybody who's been in chat so far. Welcome, and welcome everybody else who might just be lurking right now. Look what we're playing today. How did I get into this mess? Welcome to I Love You, Colonel Sanders. A finger-licking good dating simulator. Why? Why am I playing this? This is the good ending? Mess? What? Why is this a game? Yes, this is me in 30 years. If I am this attractive in 30 years, winning. Winning! How the heck is Colonel Sanders this attractive? What the heck? I'm doing this game? I am Bisk. Hello! So, why am I doing this game? Well, if you remember the subathon, that was forever ago now, one of the incentives that we hit was community picks the game, chat picks game, and we got a lot of suggestions, but we decided to go with this one as the chat picks game. Lady Ari, hello, welcome in. How are you doing today? So, yes, we are going to be playing I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Blame Glory. It was a few people who wanted to see this one. So yeah, this is going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. I don't know what to expect. But let's go into this. Let's get into the game. Before we get started, welcome, chef. Tell us your name. My name is Ren. That is my name. Everything is always Glory's fault. Thank you for the head pats. Thank you. Okay. Ooh, chicken and biscuits. Great loading screen. I love it. You can't be blaming everything on Glory when he's not even here to defend himself. Thank you for the hydrate. Thank you. Don't you dare call that a biscuit in front. What am I supposed to call it, Bisk? What? Where are the bourbons? Where are the digestives? Ow. Ooh, music is a little bit loud. What is happening? What? If Glory can trash talk Greg when I'm lurking, I can blame Glory for all the world's problems. Fair enough. All right, we're probably gonna have to turn the music down a little bit. Is this how we? Okay, yes. Let's turn music volume down just a smidge. The menu music was so quiet, so I figured it was at a good level, but who knows? What are digestives? What are you British people talking about? Alright. And yes, they're biscuits because this is Kentucky Fried Chicken from the United States, where they serve biscuits with their chicken. Google it, you uncultured prat. Okay, hold on. I guess I have to quickly Google what... Ooh. A digestive biscuit, sometimes described as a sweet meal biscuit, is a semi-sweet biscuit that originated in Scotland. The digestive was first developed in 1839 by two Scottish doctors to aid digestion. Ah. Yeah, it sounds like medicine. I'm not gonna lie. Digestive Biskers. I need to lurk for a bit to go make dinner. Alright, go make dinner. Have something good and tasty. Thank you for the lurk, mate. British people are weird, man. Are they even real? It's the furthest thing from medicine. Oh, no! It's a delicious thing you can eat even when you're sick. Well, it looks like a cookie to me. I'm gonna start a war. I'm gonna start the War for Independence version 2. Revolutionary War, the sequel. One day you're gonna come to the UK and I'm gonna force feed you so many biscuits. Sounds like something you eat when you can't poo. They won't have that gross, grainy, pus-looking gravy you guys have. Gravy on biscuits is amazing. It's like the best breakfast food. I have so many words I want to say about Americans calling biscuits cookies, but I can't put them into a sentence. I was not expecting this to start the game. We haven't even done anything yet. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna go get a soda out of an aluminum can and eat some chocolate chip cookies. Biscuit is snap, snap, crunch, crunch. Okay, well, that's fair. But biscuits are soft bread that are thrown in the oven and... I'm having a war with Bisque right now. Your brain is soft bread. Alright, I'm gonna get into the game now. You sleep softly as the morning sun casts a warm glow through the window of your modest student apartment. The world is peaceful and serene. You could stay in the moment forever. I'm so glad I don't have access to VC. What is that? Or you could wake up. Now! Your first day of culinary school is no time to sleep in. Smack the clock up and Adam, throw the clock out the window, stay in bed forever. Game, you can't be giving me this option. Wait, I wanna do this one. Fine, smack the clock and up and Adam. We have to do it for Colonel Sanders. Oh, do it? You wanna know what happens? Now I gotta do it on my playthrough? There you go. Lying in bed, you stare at the ceiling, thinking about everything that awaits you at the prestigious University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. What a name. I want to go to University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. That sounds like a wonderful learning establishment. Your mind begins to wonder. Who will be there? What will you cook? What should you wear? Time begins to fly by, and you find your imagination getting away from you. You'll need to take this seriously. You allow yourself to daydream a bit, thinking about the future. I feel like this game is pushing me not to go to class. You need to take this seriously. I'd better make sure to arrive prepared for the first day. You bust through your morning checklist. Teeth equals brushed. Hair equals combed. Pits equals deodorized. Nothing can stop you now. You confidently grab a biscuit, strut out the door, and head off to class. And yes, that's a biscuit, as in the bread that they serve in KFC, with your chicken. See? Right there. Biscuit. Ooh, warm, fluffy biscuit. Just what you needed to get your blood flowing. Standing in the quad, you gaze upon the magnificent University of Cooking School Academy for Learning. Here comes your lifelong best friend forever, Miriam. Miriam? Who is named Miriam anymore? Anyway. Hey, look at Miriam. She's so cute. She's the most adorably awkward person you've ever met, and you absolutely love her for it. Good morning, Rin. Are you excited for the first day of the rest of our lives? Wait, are we getting married? Calm down. Actually, because I sure am excited, a little nervous. Okay, a lot nervous. It's just this morning I made breakfast for myself, but, well, when I ate it, I couldn't taste any love in the food. What if I'm no good? What if I fail? Classic Miriam. Raised by Master Chef parents, she's always held herself to a very high standard. Ever since we were little babies playing together, and you rescued me from that quicksand box, it's been clear to me that you're the most loving, caring person I know. You're going to do great. But with the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning's famous 3-day only semester... 3-day only semester? Wait, what? I'm afraid of being left behind and never catching up! A sweet girl, Miriam has always had a flair for the dramatic. This summer, she got so nervous about her first kiss that she chipped a tooth practicing on a mannequin. Wait, you chipped a tooth? How are you kissing? I don't think you're doing it right. I don't know. Do you guys use your teeth? I'm not sure. Who has a quicksand box? Apparently Miriam. Or I do. I'm not sure. Should you pep talk her or change the subject to give her some relief? Let's change the subject. It's hard to see Miriam like this, and frankly, quite exhausting. Rather than dwell on her anxiety, you try to change the subject to something more interesting. All summer you've been hearing rumors about a dreamy, enigmatic mystery student who is enrolled at this school. Yeah, that's a little worrisome, but you'll be fine. Now, what about this mystery student we read about on the school message board? Any new deets? I'm sorry, Tony. Oh, get this. I heard his name is Harland, and he's no ordinary student. They say he has powers. He's had them ever since he was born, from an egg. Oh, an egg? Is he a fellow bird? Frost, hello. An egg? Like a chicken? Don't be ridiculous. But that thing about having powers, it would line up with some of the other rumors I've heard. Like, I heard he once fought a bear with just his smile. Tony, did you fight this Harland person? You both sigh, thinking about a student so handsome that the laws of physics don't dare apply to him. Dreamy. Before you can get another word out, you're rudely interrupted when someone smacks your books and custom-engraved measuring spoons out of your hands and onto the ground. Ah, the villain of the story. Oh my god, I hate her already. It's Ashley! The worst way to spell Ashley ever. It's Ashley, your arch-rival. She's totally evil, but you can't help but be filled with jealousy. She can get anything she wants, and she knows it. This name is giving me a stroke right now. I, the bear, fight a lot of people. I know. I've seen. Hello, Ashley. Oh, I didn't see their chicken shins. You leave Ren's shins alone! They're perfectly normal shins! Hey, Ray Ray! You can't stand Ashley. Even her name is annoying. You know for a fact that it's actually Ashley, but she had to add extra letters to make herself feel better than everyone. See? I told you! I told you! It's the most annoying spelling I've ever seen for the name Ashley. So I have bird legs? Do I have bird legs? Maybe. Not really. No, I have human legs. If anyone here knows what perfect shins looks like, it's us. What? We're not gonna let you or your really weird insults get to us. Across the quad, you see Ashley's best friend, Van the Man. What? Van the Man. Okay. I'm a creepy mutant. Gonna be lurking, have fun with the dating sim. Thank you, Luke. Have a good night's sleep. Thank you for the lurk. Van the Man has stopped to look at his own reflection in the mirror. His pants are so tight you can see him casually working out his glutes while he styles his hair. No lie, they're rockin' glutes. Van Van? It's a JoJo character! You Rang? What is this game? Look at the hair! Smash. I'm not a mutant. You've never been sure what their arrangement is, but as long as you've known them, Ashley and Van Van have been just as close as you and Miriam, but substantially more devious. Bro, where's the rest of your shirt? What? Okay, I'm not gonna question it. I mean, Ashley's over here wearing, like, no skirt whatsoever, so I guess it's fine. I can't believe that University of Cooking School Academy for Learning would ever allow people like you to attend as students. I know, right? You'd think they'd just hand us our diplomas now. Or maybe hire us on as professors. You amateurs could learn a lot from us. With the first day of school about to start, there's just not time to properly tell these two off, so you resist the urge. I'm not a... Do I look like a burb? Do I look like a burb right now, Ray? Let's go, Miriam. Psh, see you later, losers. What? Who is this kid? As you approach the door, you see a goofy-looking... Yes. You see a goofy-looking kid pushing hard against the window directly next to it. Hop? Oopsie. I think it's broken. Look, you'll find out when I finally have lore. I never directly said that I am a bird. I said my lore is somewhat avian, and then you guys flew with the idea. So, yeah. I think it's broken! You reach forward and easily pull the door open. That should do the trick. I love you! I think you mean thank you? My name is Pop. I was named after my Pop. He's old. Could someone like this also be a student at the school? He must be one heck of a chef. Also, his name tag clearly says Bob, but I guess he's reading it upside down. This kid is you. Okay, this is Frost. Pop is Frost. Hi, Pop. I'm Rin, so... Are you going to make me hold the door all day? Nope. And with that, the young man walks into the building ahead of you. Is it just me, or is he kinda cute? What? I think it's you. You both shrug your shoulders before following him into the building. You stand at the edge of the room, unsure where to sit. Other students wander in and keep themselves busy chit-chatting. Dog! A scruffy-looking pooch takes his place at the podium at the front of the class. Adorable! Now, quiet down, everyone. Who is this unreasonably cute pup, and why is he in our culinary class? You must be Sprinkles, head instructor and CEO of UCS AL. Please, call me Professor Dog. I may be cute and a little fluffy. Oh, and little and fluffy. But ow! Ay, glory! Ah, you're at a county fair. Ah, happy birthday! Ow! Thank you. You're at a county fair? Cool. Get some good food. What? A cute dog is our professor? This is the best school ever! I guess only a dog's nose is capable of picking up all the nuances of fine dining. Agua. Out of nowhere, wind begins to rush around you as a swirl of cherry blossom petals fill the air inside the classroom. Why are there cherry blossom petals? I'm chilly, someone close the window! And then, he walks in. Oh my god, it's Colonel Sanders! Ah! You're immediately swept up in the aura of this new student and his remarkable goatee. Wait, Colonel Sanders is a student? A smash times 10,000, yeah. No, Ray, it's for my second job kiddo that I care for? Oh. So you took your babysitting and you went to the county fair? That sounds like overtime. That sounds like bonus pay to me. His remarkable goatee. Who knew anyone could be so handsome? Time stands still. It's him! It's... If it isn't my favorite student, Harland. Wait, this is Harland? Oh. Colonel Sanders interrupts Sprinkles. Sorry, Professor Dog, before he can finish his sentence. Please, call me Colonel. Thank you for the hydrate. Not babysitting. Okay. Gotta go have fun with the stream. Have fun with the fair. I'm not exactly sure I understand, but have fun doing what you're doing. Please call me Colonel. Colonel Sanders. A hushed murmur rolls through the classroom as Colonel Sanders walks down the aisle of desks. Suddenly, the room is sweltering. Sweat begins to bead across your brow. You feel like everyone is looking at you, and you're not entirely wrong. Wait, who is me? Me? Why is... Huh? And this over here must be Sweaty Sweats-a-Lot. Wait, why is everyone looking at me? Maybe you should open that window back up before Faucet Pits melts into a puddle and everyone evaporates entirely. Oh, and evaporates, not everyone. He looks a bit like you. He does! Yeah, that is me in 30 years, according to Tony, and I am fine with that. Not even gonna do a Colonel Sanders voice. I'm all voiced out after yesterday. You two both know my name. We were in the same kindergarten class, and what is with all your really weird insults? You two, you take a moment to clean yourself up. It's a good thing you didn't forget about the deodorant this morning. This classroom is hot, hot, hot! Professor Dog steps in to settle the class down and set some ground rules. Welcome to University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, the greatest culinary academy in the world. Boo. Boo you, Tony! The birthplace of culinary legends, past, present, and future. Many challenges await you. There will be tears, there will be blood, there might even be really adorable tiny food. And when all is said and done, there will be a battle. You will lift your sporks and compete in the broom cooking arena. Just then, another student enters the classroom and interrupts the professor's rousing speech. Hi guys, sorry I'm late. I hope everyone had a good summer. I really miss... Quiet! Late to class is bad enough, but interrupting my monologue, you're on the fast track out of here, young man. Are you sure you're even in the right place? Don't you recognize me? This is my third year in this school with you as my teacher. Everyone stares at him blankly. Oh no, Frost, no! Does no one remember me? You're expelled if you utter one more word before I finish. Let that be a lesson to you students that tardiness is unacceptable! Even Clank made it here on time, rolling halfway across the town on his tiny wheels. You turn to see the student Sprinkles is referencing, who appears to be some sort of industrial kitchen appliance. What? Bzz, brr. What is this? The class bursts into laughter. Oh, Clank, you rascal. Sprinkles walks in the classroom as everyone stands in silent obedience. When he gets to you, he lifts his nose into the air and takes a deep sniff. Your diet is lacking. Based on what I'm picking up here, you definitely need a multivitamin. You should be taking better care of yourself. Wow, I feel attacked. You've never had a talking dog as a teacher before, but Sprinkles' reputation for being smart but tough is well known. You decide to try and butter him up by giving a treat from your pocket, but what kind? Well, I mean, a chicken snack? A Scooby snack? You reach beneath your apron and return with a chicken snack in your hand. Sprinkle's eyes go wide as he locks onto it. His favorite! Well, I think there might be some competition for new star student. The furry professor immediately devours the snack, leaving your hands slick with a coating of warm doggy drool. Yay! You see the other students eyeing you jealously, but pay no mind to them. If they wanted to succeed in life, they should have learned the importance of carrying a range of dog treat flavors on them at all times. It's very true. You should always carry dog treats on you. Settle down, young chefs. Take your seats and prepare to have your minds open to the amazing possibilities of culinary creation. As everyone rushes to claim their favorite seats, you're left standing at the front of the room. Only 2 options remain. Hey, Ren, there's still a seat here. It seems no one has claimed this seat next to me, if you're interested. 2 good options, but which will you choose? Chat! Do we sit by our best friend, or do we sit by the smoking hot Colonel Sanders? Questions. Who should we be sitting next to? Alright. I want to sit by Colonel Sanders, but I would feel bad by not sitting next to my friend. That'd be, like, really rude. Alright, I'm going to sit by my friend. You move to take your seat by Miriam. I'm so glad to have you near me to support me through this class! Of course, you're my best friend. Who else would I sit by? Colonel Sanders? He has such a magnetic personality, and there's a seat open right next to him. If you had sat there, you might have gotten to know him a little better. Yeah, I'd never sacrifice our friendship. Besides, I'm sure I'll get a chance to talk to him later in the semester. I've got 3 whole days. That's like a lifetime. So you say, but now that Miriam mentions it, that Colonel Sanders is just so darn dreamy. As soon as you've settled into your seat, the professor makes an announcement. Think fast, it's time for a pop quiz. Yay, a quiz about me! This incredibly important and surprisingly short quiz will tell me if you are ready for life at culinary school. Keep your knives sharp and your focus sharper. Here comes question number 1. If train A is traveling to point B and train B is traveling to point A, how important is it to wash your hands before cooking? Extremely. Looking at you, Pop. That's right! Forest is to tree, is chicken, is to, night vision goggles. Feather. That's right! What is the most efficient eating utensil ever created? I'm gonna guess a spork? A comically oversized fork, a meat tenderizer. We're going with spork. That's right! What food is best for a broken heart? Fried chicken? Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. Camel meat, a pancake that looks like a silly face. Definitely the pancake. Anything as long as it's prepared with love and not too much salt. Ice cream! Ice cream's a great answer. That's right! Is Sprinkles a good boy? He's a talking dog that teaches at culinary school. He is the best boy, obviously. That is right! Your total score is perfect, 5 out of 5. Let's go. Wow, be honest, did you cheat? You look up to see that Colonel Sanders has been watching you tally your score. He's impressed. Ooh, we have impressed Colonel Sanders. I know we just met, but I have to confess. I think you have a beautiful brain. Oh my god, he complimented my brain! Hot diggity, Ren, you just scored some major Colonel Sanders points with that performance. Let's go! Oh, this game is wild. May I have your attention, students? I have an important announcement to make. Time for lunch! He wants to cook my brain? Maybe later. Wow, the cafeteria is as nice as any restaurant you've ever eaten at. It makes sense that a school dedicated to cooking would also be serious about eating. A delicious fragrance wafts through the room and tickles the end of your nose. Your mouth waters. You smell that? That must be our lunch. It smells crazy good. Everyone, can I have your attention? Is it about lunch? No, I just wanted to apologize for my tardiness. You see, I was... Howdy, folks. I'd like to make an announcement. Hey, It's about lunch. Everyone cheers. But Shh! Lunch, lunch, lunch! She said shh. In honor of the new semester, I've prepared something special to share with everyone for lunch. Colonel kinda a dick? Yeah, a little bit. That must be the smell I smelled. Indeed, that smell. You hold your breath, waiting to see what food this mysterious student has created. You've heard that he's very talented, but were the rumors true? Is this fried chicken? Let's go! Colonel Sanders lifts a large bucket above his head. Its contents glimmer in the light. Piled high are huge pieces of chicken, breaded and fried to a crispy golden finish. The aroma envelops you, and you begin to feel warm and safe. Colonel Sanders has filled a bucket with chicken? What a novel concept. Your stomach begins to grumble, as if to say, stop thinking and start eating! For years, I've been developing a secret recipe for the perfect fried chicken. You can't eat that, it's cannibalism. I mean, a lot of animals in the wild are cannibals, get used to it. It's fried chicken! But by my calculation, nothing less than 11 herbs and spices are required to achieve the perfect balance of flavors. You look around and notice that every other student has a pen and paper and is scribbling notes as fast as they can. But that's all I'll say about that. Can't know that secret 11 herbs and spices that goes into the KFC chicken. Van, what, you think we want your stupid secret recipe, dude? Pshaw, nah, my dude, nah. I'm just, drafting a last will and testament in case, one of those ingredients is poison. Got him. What is this face? You know the secret? No, you don't, Tony. He looks around nervously to see if anyone else is laughing at his sick burn. What even is this? It's amazing, May. It's hilarious. It is art. It is the greatest advertisement of all time. You wait to see what zinger Ashley has prepared to follow up, but she suddenly takes a different approach. Yeah, and I was just writing in my diary. Dear diary, today I smelled something beautiful. I knew at the moment that only the hands of a true gentleman could fry chicken so tender. You see, her body language changed from bitter and evil to sweet and innocent as she slides closer to Colonel Sanders. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. Ugh, I can't read. She realizes that he is destined for greatness and fame with cooking skills like this. She wants him all to herself. Yes, Daniel, KFC. How's it going, Daniel? Welcome back. Oh, please. Well, Van the man, if you don't want any, I'll take his. Whoa, hold on. I guess I'll try it. He takes one bite and his eyes grow wide. He starts contorting his face as he tries to hold in his pure exhilaration and act unimpressed. Wait, you're sad because your friend accidentally deleted your level? In what? Easy now, there's enough for everyone. Please, my fellow classmates, dig in. Oh, in FNAF. Oh, that's sad. I'm sorry. You take one of the pieces of fried chicken out of the bucket and sink your teeth into it. It's amazing! Tasting Colonel Sanders' food transports you to another dimension. Alone with your taste buds gripping a drumstick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Focus your mind and meditate on this moment, trying to identify every flavor, savor the moment, and everything that it tells you about Colonel Sanders' culinary heart, or swim toward the light. I think we're going to savor the moment. KFC! Now you're at night 1. Well, you'll be surprised at how easy it is to get back to where you were, at least, Daniel. You got the skills now. It's not going to take long. Hi, May. Hi, Josuke. The flavors in your mouth are beautiful, pure, heavenly. What a guy. Alone with the flavors, you feel something that can only be described as love. For a man? For a flavor? Are they the same? After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach Colonel Sanders. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he is doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef. What exactly was on that chicken? How bold to come out and ask. It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. What is this pose? It's just you and me are here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own that I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester is only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. What, Tony? He's clearly not going to give it up easily, but it doesn't hurt to be persistent. Sure. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel? Shouldn't learning be fun? You've got moxie, I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone, and then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use redacted. It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Kiss him. Objection. Yes, objection. Redacted? Wow. You'd never have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find Colonel Sanders outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated. Sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world, you can bet on that. If it's something hard to find nowadays, my guess is common sense. That's pretty true. Alone together for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Nag him to show your own strength. Neg him to show your own strength. Wow him with a big idea to add an additional ingredient to really spice things up. Be modest but thoughtful. We're gonna be modest. I don't think adding a new ingredient to somebody's recipe is a good idea. Well, I just wanted to tell you that I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. The flavors were complex but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery, it was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Ren. I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. We're on the set of like Master Chef or something now, or this is more like Iron Chef, something like that. Oh snap! Gordon Ramsay about to come out. Yeah, this is just Food Wars. Hell's Kitchen. I don't know. One of them. They're all pretty similar. Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no! We have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it? You're not going to blow anything except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're going to earn with your signature adorable tiny food creations. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena! For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of 2, that is, me and you, if that wasn't clear. Can't believe we left Miriam all there. Like, what kind of friend are we? Come on, what the dog doing? Wanna be my partner? Sure, Rin, I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. 2 different students quickly take notice. Poor Miriam. Hello, new partner! Beep boop. Bzz. Oh my, 2 potential partners. I'm sorry, gentlemen, but I don't know who to choose. Looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? We gonna go with Pop or Clank? I think I'm feeling Clank. Clank is so humorous. What the dog doing? Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clank today. Clank naturally? Good. It's okay, I already ate. What? It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clank is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warp, warp, warp. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clank might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Pop's got the juice box, you know, he's got the goods, and will fall in love with Miriam and they will be wed. He looks like a little kid. That's pretty weird. Bzzz. Tissue? I hardly know ya. What? Clank judders and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression that this is a sign of affection. Looks like you 2 will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. Alright, you 2, for today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Ow. It's baby fat, dang it. Okay. The lore of KFC, exactly. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? Steak tartare seems easy enough. It's fancy and you don't even need to cook it. Using octopus will blow Colonel Sanders' mind. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh, I wonder which one they want us to choose here. Well, ow. Thank you for the head pats, Ligma. Welcome in, welcome. I guess since this is KFC, we gotta go with mashed potatoes and gravy, right? I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, and comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes. And gravy? I couldn't imagine one without the other. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. Bro said Ligma. That's the dude's name! No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Nice alliteration. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business, Ashley. Sanders' heart is my business, and you'd better keep your fingers off of my man. Did someone call for me? No, geez, Van. While I'm over here crushing Rin's dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. What is this music right now? Man, Sanders' finger looking good. Yep. Oh, howdy there, Ashley, Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Star Pomodoro, I know, it's amazing. Actually, no, it looked like Ren was struggling, so we offered to give them a hand. You know how it is, these young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was gonna say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I could also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might be able to get up to my level. Ha! Doubt it. Don't be rude, Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' abilities to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But, Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together like a thigh on a drumstick. It just makes sense. Go away, Ashley! No one asked you. It's the start of a battle, thus a food fight. Ah, food fight, let's go! Next thing you know, we're going to be showing him how to shuck corn. Tony, calm down! Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't watch out. Ashley is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks, in your time of need. Turn to Miriam, your favorite forever bestie, who always has your back. Let's go with Miriam again. You turn to Miriam, and as soon as you find her, she senses it and looks back. This girl's friend-in-need radar is second to none. She immediately comes running over. Is somebody threatening my friend? I will destroy them! I actually think that Ashley and Van were just leaving. Leaving you in the dust vis-a-vis my skills as a chef, perhaps, but stepping away from this competition, you are sorely mistaken. Miriam, you're a loyal friend, but Ren is my partner for today's activity. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth, brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. You're not convinced Sprinkles isn't one of the Queen's dogs undercover? Oh no! Don't tell Frost! Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. This is so stupid. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. OMG, this is the lore of the KFC. It is. If you love something, set it free. Together, you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up. When you see Ashley with a sinister look, you know she's plotting against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the spork of mashed potatoes right into Ashley's stupid, beautiful face. Let's go! Van, do something! Scooping up a fingerful, Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes that it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold on right there, Ren. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Can I has potatoes face? told you, food fight. I want the food fight. I want the food fight. Van Van rushes back over, a covered dish in his hands. Mashed potatoes with gravy? Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty, braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce, planted on a battle axe blade forged by my supreme chef ancestors. So anime. Did that throw something at my face? Did that work? I didn't hear anything. It works there. Maybe the music just was too loud and I didn't hear it. It worked. Okay, cool. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have first bite, and you will all look on with envy. Ow. The interrupting student rushes at Van Van and swipes a bite of his signature dish right off the plate. No, don't! Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have turned in the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. It has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him! No! The star is up. I repeat, the star is up. Normal plate in Ohio. Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it is gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped up in Pop's mouth. No, Pop, no! Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self. Oopsie! Tastes like poison! The entire class is gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poison of all kinds. Well, that's good. Pop's got that iron belly? Yep, seems so. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Hello? I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by the really annoying student and all his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home. What? Like for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know. They're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. That's me talking. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him, in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes, Ren? There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there! There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I've been working toward that dream. Day and night, never stopping, never resting, also lifting a lot of weights, like so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you... Shut up! I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story! Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that.
Shall I give
Hey, Cybin, awesome. Wait a second, Cybin's awesome. Is that a different account? Welcome, thank you for the follow. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long, sad sigh. Poor that guy. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. The Spork monster is here to fight a hero. What? What? What is happening? What is this? What? I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds. I am the guy in the purple hair, and yes, I am the same Cybin who rages on Val. Poor purple hair guy. So you're Star Pompadour dude? Okay. You're the main story in his own mind. Ow! Thank you, Cybin. Ow! How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level. Ow! Wait, now Daniel. Everyone. Alina! Hello! Welcome in. How are you doing? Ow! Wow! Why? Be afraid! Be very afraid of me because I'm a monster, see? Is he rhyming on purpose, or is that just a coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, ow, why? Got to have some weird monster in a dating sim? I don't know what's happening. It's a turn-based fight sequence. What? What? Quack! What do you mean it's a turn-based fight sequence? What will you do? Attack, defend. I'm using one of my alts. I'm just confused on what's going on here. It's the greatest thing to ever happen, Alina. This is the KFC dating sim. Yeah, it's the greatest advertisement for KFC, or the greatest advertisement ever. All right, I'll attack. Let's attack this big, mushy spork monster. You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with Love. Cook with Love does 1 damage. Oh, that's not good. It just got real. That attack really upset Spork Monster. Spork Monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. Alright, well, let's try defending. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? Trepidation? That's not a great defense. Ruh-roh. You continue to stay back and endure whatever comes your way. Seems like a pretty weird strategy, but okay, sure, you do you. Dang it, game! Spork Monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Well, defending seemed bad, so let's attack again. You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? Cook with Love. Cook with Love does 1 damage. Spork Monster's no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spork Monster uses Utilitensel. You take 2 damage from the attack. Oh no! I was hoping we would get covered in gravy, but by the end of this, but Colonel Sanders, not the monster. Tony. That is a weird mental image. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. Well, we're still gonna attack. Cook with Love. Cook with Love does 1 damage. Spork Monster's oozing cheese sauce into the lawn of the quad. I wonder who is going to have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for its ultimate attack. Rounded Edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot Pie Power Punch! What is this? Pot Pie Power Punch does 10 damage! Spork Monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured Spork Monster spews steam into the night. Forget mercy. Finish him! No student will ever walk the quad in fear again! This monster messed with the wrong chef. Attack! You're ready for your final attack. You'll never survive my student debt loan destruction. What is this game? Student debt loan destruction does 10 damage. Spork monsters completely vaporized. Colonel Sanders looks on in awe. You continue to surprise me, Ren. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. Oh, Colonel Sanders is in our room! Oh no! I gotta take a sip of water. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. Ah! In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. That is really weird. Dreams are weird. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Snore. You wake up on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? Chicken poster, let's go! Anybody know what this kanji means? I'm pretty sure this kanji right here is for chicken, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure what the kanji means. It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, I might like Clank. Like him? Like? I know it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. Had a weird dream I attended a gala and a bunch of homeless men managed to make their way in and started a song and dance about needing free smokes. One of them was really good at scanting. Oh, that's hilarious, Ray. That is hilarious. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. She's gonna rustle his nuts and bolts. Stop. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. What? He was the what? So popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. What? I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one. Loki, what's going on? Hello, hello. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. Yeah, maybe you should take it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School Academy for Learning? You're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. You're getting reminded why you hate eating out in your town. That's unfortunate. How are you? I am good, and I am having a great time playing this game. It is absolutely hilarious. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? No! Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're all alone before continuing. So, this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in a botanical garden where I was wondering. This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices. Secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from super-duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice, he even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with him, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we've stayed in touch, you know, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, and besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Fibber. Please, please, please! It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders. What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? No. Don't share secrets. Make a fake ingredient. You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know, how about... It was Eye of Newt. I know, sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? Eye of Newt? Wow! Her eyes light up, imagining such a thing, and you figure that you've satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. That's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. He's on a horse. What? Why didn't you share it? Because you're not supposed to share secrets, Daniel. You keep them secret. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school. Stand back and admire his majestic glory or run to him. We're not so desperate. We're gonna stand back and admire the majestic glory. Colonel Sanders' horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without ever acknowledging that he's being watched, he does a short horse dance before dismounting with a flourish. He then slaps the beautiful creature gently on its rear, sending it running free into the countryside. He looks so majestic. Why is he so attractive, dang it? Share the secret and kill her. Dead men tell no tales. No, she's our best friend. No! You are so struck by the sight of him that you lose the abilities to speak coherently. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry, he knows his way home. You attempt to compliment Colonel Sanders, but the words don't come out exactly right. What a horseful beaut you have there. I mean, what a horseful beaut you have. Dang it, that's what I just said. Being a good friend, Miriam attempts to cover for you. Oh, Ren just gets really nervous around people they like. What? This is not helping. I mean, they got food poisoning and were up all night. It was gruesome. You should have seen it. She gives you a wink and a smile as if to say, situation handled. Can't blame a girl for trying. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your two rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way they're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad. Thanks, Miriam. Now he thinks we poop. No, that definitely doesn't happen. You try and get a peek over Van Van's hulking shoulders, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? Tell them to stop acting immature, act like you're not interested in them, but really try and get a closer look. You immediately dress the rival down for their immature behavior. More water. You share your friend's secrets and your secrets? If someone tells you a secret, it's because they trust you. You're betraying their trust if you tell other people. Culinary school is to be respected. This kind of nonsense is a waste of everyone's time. Now you upset them. Oh, and you're the Emperor of Cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you'd know a good meal if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. Who would know someone else knew if there wasn't anyone to tell the tale? That's not the point! Thank you for the stretch, May. And thank you for the hydrate. Don't worry, the people I tell secrets, I say keep it a secret before I kill your family. I see. Psycho! Welcome. How you doing today? How's it going? This game is hilarious. I knew this game was going to be funny, but I didn't know how funny. You finally get a look at what it was they were hiding, and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the Spork monster. That's the same book that I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't know what you're talking about. The book is a family heirloom, and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall, and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch them in his mouth. We're playing! You're good but stressed. I'm sorry to hear that. Hopefully whatever it is eases up and you're not so stressed soon. Before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, you bucket of bolts! You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Bzzz, womp. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Womp, womp. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Tony. Wait. Oh, whoa, that's a little too far. Calm down with that. What did I miss? Well, Colonel Sanders is an absolute dreamboat, and we're trying to woo him with our amazing cooking skills. Our best friend is in love with a robot, and Ashley has a really annoying spelling of her name, and she's just really the worst. Why am I playing this abomination? Why not? Ow! Thank you, Gray. This game is hilarious, Warden. It's absolutely hilarious. Ashley, protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone is completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelashes at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena at least, or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got lofty career aspirations to focus on. Maybe I can help you with your business plan? Just then, Sprinkles arrives to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town, and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now, and I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly, he loves it. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Ow! Did Tony and Glory put you up to this? This was for the subathon goal. One of the goals was chat chooses game, and this is the one we went with. It is funny, though. It is very funny, and I really like it. We went with the best choice, yes. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control of the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson, truly you do. Which is why in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. What? But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Ren? Naturally, this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? A glass of water, a shimmering pepper, or a dog biscuit? Which one do we want to sample? What is a shimmering pepper? The dog biscuit? Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. I'm too tired to properly enjoy this fever dream of fried chicken. It's a trick! Plus I have Borger. Ooh, Borger! Nice. Ow! 20 from dog biscuit. Well, we're going with dog biscuit. Because of the shape it's baked in, you assume the dog biscuit is a treat made by Sprinkles, an example of his own culinary talents, perhaps. You reach out for it when Sprinkles jumps up and bites onto your cooking apron. What kind of monster would steal a dog's favorite biscuit? Your apron is left in tatters. The entire class looks on in horror as you fall unconscious from the embarrassment. I never even got to taste it. Can this be the end? Getting between a dog and his bone probably isn't a great choice. Game over? What? Oh no! Oh no! Try again. Hey, loading screen, chicken and biscuits. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Wait! Ow! We need to get back to where we were. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, this is all the same stuff. Let's get back to our choice. Yeah, yep, make up a fake ingredient, It has come to fruition. We said stand back and admire his glory. The amazing Colonel Sanders. Getting back into class, blah, 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 blah. Tell them to stop acting immature. We're making all the same choices we did before, but we're gonna go with something else. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, which item do you want to sample? So we're not sampling the dog biscuit. A glass of water or a shimmering pepper? Well, I don't know what's going on. I don't think I'm supposed to know what's going on. I'll try the pepper this time. A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way, so naturally you reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. I would love to be able to read right now. That would be amazing. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. My friend! Ooh. This guy again? I'm here to give you an important message. Ooh. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Sorry, I think I've still got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through... to fulfill... the prophecy! You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Aw, man... You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever! You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you, someday. Come on, it's time for lunch. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of threats with these two is off the chart. Theatrics. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Demand they stop wasting everyone's time, or step up and tell them, you're on. We're doing this. You're on. Absolutely. It's on like Donkey Kong. Let's go. Come on. Bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe up the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool. You're the fool. Good one, Van Van. I like your gumption, Ren. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkles steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Sportsing. Courts for sportsing. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least not until we turn on the timer. Timer ready. Just then a huge light blasts you in the face, flashing the words timer ready. That's what I'm talking about. Aroo! I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now is my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes gravy on day one, and you're feeling like you can really impress him here. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Well, no, we can't make mashed potatoes again. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does the water boil at? 100 degrees Celsius. That's right, but how would you haven't even gotten into the school without knowing that? Winner gets to rub my furry belly. Let that enticing offer motivate you. You're going to need to season this chicken before you cook it. You don't know Colonel Sanders' recipe exactly, but you have an idea. How many herbs and spices did he say he used? 11. That's right. You might not know all of the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you've got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind offers the most flavor? What state of mind? No. I'm begging you to get it together. What state? What? Get it? I'm a dog. It's never the wrong time for some dog jokes. Next question. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. You'd better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you to never forget where you came from. Every day, you meditate on his advice and draw energy from that place. Now would be a great time to harness that energy. So where does it come from? What? I don't have time to read! This is a horrible time to start forgetting important things. Next question. You try to shut out the noise of the arena and focus on your cooking. What is the sound of success? Sizzling. No? Huh? Don't make me get the spray bottle. This is so confusing. Is this the end? Yep. Game over. Well, lovely. Do I start clear back at the beginning of day 2? All right, hurry up. Okay. Cafeteria dims. Yep. Let's go. Step up, you're on. Yep. Come on. Okay, 100 degrees Celsius. Yes, that's right. 11. Elevate your craft. What is the state of mind? Vigilance. That's wrong. Begging you to get it together. Your classmates. Small town where big dreams are born. I don't know. That's right. Okay. That's right. This is your shot and you're not going to miss it. Aru! You try to shut out the noise. What is the sound of success? Silence? That's right. When they taste your cooking, they will be so taken with it that they'll be unable to speak. You notice Colonel Sanders out of the corner of your eye. I believe in you, Ren. He's actually cheering you on. Which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you makes you totally forget what you were doing. Now all you can think about is Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravy would it take, what? I don't know. I couldn't even read it. You are stranded on a desert island with only one dessert cookbook. Which one do you take? What a hunk. I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind. I guess this is supposed to be nothing. I guess you can't win this. What does this have to do with crafting spectacular fried chicken and delicate baked biscuits? Woof woof. You're really struggling to keep up. At the next station over, Ashley has already begun planting elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough into a stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Yikes! Bzzz. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in a kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Ren does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough to know when it's properly mixed. There's an easy way and there's a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hands in the mixer to rescue your dough before it's too overmixed. Ren, no! But you're not fast enough and your hand gets stuck. It's immediately crushed by the quickly spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you often find is that the easy way can turn out much, much, much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now. This battle is over. It can't be. I was so close to finishing my dish. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. Aw, that's too bad, and here I am with a completed dish ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of Ren's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Ren to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me your strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredients hidden within. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry, gelée? I don't know what that is. Colonel Sanders seems intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you. As he places a sauce-covered finger into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. Internalize the rage you feel or put yourself between Colonel Sanders and Ashley. Well, internalize the rage? Neither of these sound amazing. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash, and they fall off your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotion for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried eyebrow, you run for the quad to be alone. What the fudge indeed. Oh, wow. This game. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside of you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approaches you directly. I know you're hurting now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and the small fire. We should get that checked out. Great! I'm not stinky, dang it! Thank you for the 7 months! Thank you! Oh, fudge your ads, Twits. No! No! I'm fine. Can't you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is part of life. Ow. Not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well then, think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you. Enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure. I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. Ow! I'm gonna go. It was nice watching your stream. We'll probably come back. All right, have fun doing what you're doing, Daniel. Thank you for stopping by. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. My phone keeps auto-connecting to the TV and it's freaking my kids out. That's worrisome. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume that I've got it all together, which is true now, but it hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. Fun fact, Colonel Sanders actually didn't open the first KFC until he was like 60. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give. You could use a hug. Hugs for Frost. Hey, Nigel, welcome in. Hello. What have Colonel Sanders been getting busy with? This game is amazing. I don't know if you've ever seen this game, but it is so freaking funny. They think a ghost is controlling it. Oh no, that's scary. Solo has to be in the office at 8 a.m. and then he won't get back until 1 a.m. Oh, that's disgusting. You've missed a lot of cringe and laughs. Yeah, exactly. We can hug each other. Yes. Hugs for everyone, if they want them. Been larking, been hanging out with the hubby since, cause no him tomorrow. That makes sense. Spend some quality time with your hubby. As Colonel Sanders changed focus, you can see something ignite inside him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure, it's honest, it's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. It's funny cringe, though. It's hilarious cringe. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the Spork Monster! No, not the Spork Monster! Gorko the Spork Monster is here to fight a hero! Is anyone else feeling a bit of deja vu? Sorry, Gorko, but I could have sworn we already battled you last night. That was Borko, my twin, and I, Gorko, am here to avenge them! Are you stronger than Borko? Well, we're twins, so no, not really. We're pretty much exactly equal in every way. Why do you ask? Colonel Sanders smirks. He is already on the same page as you. It's just that we beat Borko pretty easily, so I don't think you'd have much of a chance. Not to mention, I feel really guilty about that. If I could take it back, I would. I think what Rin is saying is, can't we just be friends? Life's too short for making enemies. You've played this game and deleted this game when I realized I have to look at the top of... Oh, you deleted it because you had to read and do a lot of accents. I haven't been doing a lot of accents, but this game is hilarious. But was it great? I walked into the kitchen after going to the computer after stream and there was a mouse. So yeah, after Phasmo when I saw it, there was a mouse? After we played Phasmo last night. That's not fun. I think what Rin is saying, yes, too short to be making enemies. I suppose we really don't need to fight. It's just that I've got these pointy teeth and claws. All the better for enjoying tasty foods. Surely you like to eat, don't we all? Of course I do. Inspiration strikes and you come up with a quick idea. Tromp on this. You toss a biscuit into Gorko's open mouth and he devours it in one gulp. Delicious! You're much nicer than the evil students who once upon a time turned me into this creature who stands here today. Wait, what? It was in the walls in the bonus room, so it moved into the kitchen after we destroyed its home. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no, I was a Chihuahua. But I was still a student at this school, until one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook? Precisely. Borko used to have a copy, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg you, respect it. You're a powerful chef and shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. Yeah, mice are the worst. If you need me, don't fear, I'll be there. Sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life. Rin, together I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway and we can discuss... A personal invite. You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. Looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy or something crispy. Both, perhaps. Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him or keep it secret just for you? Reveal it! Reveal the side dish! What side dish are we getting next? You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present to you my original coleslaw. Yes, coleslaw! The perfect side dish for fried chicken and mashed potatoes. Oh, this game is something else. The shredded cabbage dish the shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux hideaway. Magnificent! Together you chow down on the creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bowl. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap on an item to discover more about the Colonel. Well, what's up with the giant chicken? You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on a corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real. Taxidermy? Must have been important to Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A little note clipped to the chicken's foot reads, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Okay. Do we have to look at all the things? Is this an urn? You take a closer look at the urn sitting on a nearby pedestal. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lie the ashes of all my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. Baby Colonel with a goatee! An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure that this must be the Colonel Sanders himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of just themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of the company they founded. Am I right? Shots fired. Oh, we can, what is this? Oh, it's a scented candle. A scented candle. You pick it up and try to identify the smell. Power tool? Freshly starched collar? Piece of wood floating in a lake. Summer of 69? No, it's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's redacted. A lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you realize that the hair therein isn't just silvery in color. It's actually made of spun silver. What? Egypt. The photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices. One of the framed photos shows an old man who looks a bit like Colonel Sanders, standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them. Not in this picture, they don't. You look closely and see there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. What's this thing? This must be where he keeps his secret recipe. Oh, that's a safe. You think for a moment what number is important to Colonel Sanders, then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial to 111111, the safe opens. Inside it, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? No. No, it cannot. You cannot prepare chicken sashimi style. No, please don't try that. Ooh, serene lake. You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then, the ghost of Student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I've never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? Don't try it, Frost! I could just tell you my name right now. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window a crack, and the ghost of student is swept out with a breeze. That poor student. You open the door to Colonel Sanders' closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. Chewy. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in his scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he has been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks you why you're wearing his jacket. About that. I don't usually loan those out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket! You forgot to take it off! Don't eat raw chicken! Bad Frost! Don't make me get the broom. You decide that now is your moment to make a big move. You tell him you're cold, you fess up, and tell the truth. I mean, yeah, let's make a big move. Ow! I was already going to. Wait, fess up? We fess up? Make a move? Gray says fess up. Make a move, says Gray. Okay, we're making a move. Whoa, 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 this isn't that kind of game. Oh, too bad. Not that we blame you for trying, but still, game over! Alright, so we're gonna fess up. What do you mean it's not that type of game? It's a dating sim! We're trying to date Colonel Sanders! Oh, wow. This goes way back. Okay, time to skip a bunch. Yep. Wanna see my best pickup line? Yeah, sure. Biscuit! Coleslaw! Alright, I'm gonna type on this so we know the redacted secret. I guess I have to tap on a few things. Okay, so we fess up and tell the truth. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. BRB, you need to call Maymay? Okay. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Ren. I honestly think this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift off into a slumber. Dream sequence! You awake to a beautiful morning in Colonel Sanders' hideaway. Did you make the right decision on how to respond to Colonel Sanders? Only time will tell. Today is a day that could change the rest of your life. You think about the new secret ingredient you just learned about, redacted. In some jurisdictions, redacted isn't even legal, but if the recipe is a secret, how will they know? Your thoughts are interrupted when Colonel Sanders emerges into the room. He's holding a gorgeously plated breakfast, and your mouth waters at the sight of it. Here's a sample of breakfast I just whipped up. A simple breakfast I just whipped up. It's meticulous. You taste Colonel Sanders' food, and it takes you on a journey. When you return, he's waiting to ask you an important question. No, raw chimkin! Stop it, Frost! I'm getting the broom. Time to get the broom. Maybe you don't know, but you are all I need. No! My only weakness, bird pickup lines. So, would you say that we're the perfect match? How presumptuous. Finger licking good. Finger licking good. Mimo Media, welcome in. How you doing today? How's it going? My cuisine and your taste buds, that is. After checking the thermometer, I confirmed that you are one hot bird. Oh, ho, ho. Doing great. How about yourself? I am having a great time. I am doing well, and just, this game's just too funny. I'm having a great time playing it. Such confidence, such grace. Could he be the world's greatest gift to cookery? Take him down to peg or flatter him? Oh, we have to flatter Colonel Sanders, obviously. You know, I think we might be a great team. A single tear begins to pool in the corner of his eye as he gazes out the window. And with the right business partner, I know I can't fail. Business partner? Could he be talking about you? It's all happening so quickly. Overcome with emotion and confused by your feelings, you're on the verge of tears, unable to speak. The only answer you can find is to run out the door and get home. What? There's still one more day of school, after all. The University of Cooking School Academy for Learning awaits for no one. Whose urn is that? That's the urn of his past business failures. You get home to find something very surprising. Your best friend is there waiting for you. Miriam! Where have you been? Because I had one heck of a night! I've been desperate to talk to you about it, but I couldn't find you. I got worried that something had happened to you. It's okay, but now that it turns out you're fine, I can finally get you up to speed on the saga of Miriam. Why does he have a goatee at birth? And now BTS is on the wall? Wait, BTS was on the wall? What? Sure, but you will not believe what happened to me after school yesterday. I went on a date! I think I can believe that. Since I'd been partnered up with Clink, he asked me to go out with him. Of course, I told him you better keep your dials turned to polite and respectful. I'm not that kind of girl. But he was just interested in spending one-on-one time together and getting to know me, so I said, yeah, sure, I can get to know the little metallic guy. Long story short, he took me skydiving with his friends, but things quickly spiraled out of control. Did she just say skydiving, as if that's a typical first date to go on with a talking pressure cooker? I mean, I would go skydiving on a first date. In front of me? In front of me? BTS is in front. Oh, BTS. Oh. Ah. I was thinking you were still talking about in Colonel Sanders' room. And now I'm not really sure where we stand. You don't give Miriam time to tell her whole story. However, bottling up the details of your own night is just too much to bear. And I went on a date too, back to Colonel Sanders' house, where I spent the night with him. You what? Nothing happened, but the emotional connection was wowzers. Miriam offers to support you no matter what you do. Together with your bestie, you feel like you can do anything. When you arrive at school, you encounter your rivals in the quad. You can tell from a distance that they're picking on Pop, though he himself might not quite grasp that fact. Because, you know, he's Pop. It's Frost! What's a swirly? It sounds delicious! Oh, it's great. I'll order you up one right away. I'll have my swirly with sprinkles, please. Sprinkles is a dog and a treat. You can get your swirly dipped, too. Why don't you pick on somebody your own size? Because I'm literally the biggest person at this school? There's that horse that Colonel Sanders rides to school, but who would dare pick on such a gentle and beautiful creature? You've got some nerve, Rin, suggesting I pick on a defenseless horse. Now you're twisting my words, and I won't have it. You clench your fist, but the injury from yesterday's mixer accident makes you wince with pain. Doesn't look like you can go on cooking like that. Might as well just give up. I'll never give up. Ever! Colonel Sanders arrives just as it appears things are close to boiling over. A naturally intuitive person, he senses that something has been going on. Is everyone excited for the final day of school? Ren, how's that hand feeling? I'm sure you'll be back in fighting form by this afternoon. Aren't you concerned about my hands, Colonel? Yesterday I almost broke a nail winning so hard. Technically, I don't believe a winner was decided, but your presentation was quite impressive. What is he doing complimenting her? But what about the flavor of my delicate, warm, gooey chocolate sauce? It was clear that you're passionate about your food, how your food is received. That's a lot of words to say it was bland. Excuse me, Rin. I am more than capable enough to speak for myself. Maybe you could tell me more of your thoughts as we walk into class, Colonel. I'm always interested in discussing the fine art of fine foods. See you inside, Rin. Annoyed by Colonel Sanders' inability to see Ashley for who you know she really is, you walk across the quad to get some distance. Gonna go get some dinner? Okay, Gray, get some good food. In an attempt to distract you from how slighted you feel by the interaction with Ashley, you take out the spell book you recovered yesterday and start flipping through the pages. Whoa, that's that book. It looks like bad news. It's just something I found lying around. It would appear to be some sort of grimoire, but I don't really believe in that magic stuff. Yeah, bring me some. I agree, Frost. A grimoire? Like a book of spells? I don't know. Who would spend so much time decorating a magic book if it weren't really powerful? I can think of one surefire way to find out. You open to a page covered with arcane warnings. Cast only in case of extreme emergency, it says around the edges of the page. I could use this spell here that says it will erase anyone I choose from all of my memories. If I scrub out Colonel Sanders, it would probably help me focus better on the upcoming final exam. That is way drastic. Couldn't you do something else, like anything else not rooted in dark magic? Maybe tie a string around your finger. Okay, fine. It is drastic, but desperate times call for desperate measures. You've got a memory erasing spell sitting right in front of you, and a pretty good excuse to try it out. No, don't try the spell out. Don't do it after all. No. You take your friend's advice and put the book away. It's almost time for class. Sprinkles is already in the room, waiting for the students to arrive. He clears his voice to make a quick announcement. I want you all to know I feel something of a dog moment coming on, but I assure you it's nothing to be afraid of. His cute little nose scrunches up and begins to breathe quickly. He must be hungry, reach for some old homework to give him a snack. Dogs can be rather unpredictable, especially Sprinkles. Wait to see what happens. Sprinkles stops in his track. He focuses in on the window. The room is deadly silent. When you follow his gaze, you see a tiny orange squirrel perched on the cherry tree outside. Yep, squirrel. Sprinkles turns feral and runs to the window of the classroom. He begins barking uncontrollably at the squirrel outside. Terrence! I told you never to come back here, Terrence! I will destroy you, Terrence! Sprinkles is barking ferociously, drool flying off of his face. The squirrel looks over, but he doesn't say anything back. You wonder, is that even a talking squirrel? Who named him Terrence? What a good boy. He is a good boy. You better not show your chubby cheeks around here ever again! After Sprinkles is satisfied that his presence has been felt by not only Terrence, but any other squirrel in hearing distance, he returns to his professorial tone. I apologize for the outburst. This actually brings up an important point. Thank you, Ren, for reminding me to dole out this indispensable bit of wisdom. You see... But before you can go any further, Miriam's love drama spills over into the class. Sprinkles is interrupted by whirs and sparks coming from the back of the room. I told you to save it for after class. Bzz, bzz. You think I wanted to be thrown from a plane strapped to a stranger? Miriam and Clank appear to be arguing, but you still haven't learned to speak Clank's language of mechanical noises. But no, you had to show off to your cool kid friends Jeff and Joanne. Joan, J and J forever. Watch us form a triangle in midair as we descend. Triangles are the strongest shape, don't you know? Bzz, bzz. Well, that doesn't make it a great date. Beep, brr. Then take Jeff and Joanne with you. Jeff and Joan. I don't know. Joan, you can hold hands as you pedal down the mountain or off a cliff for all I care. Beep. Clank begins to shudder. Steam pours out of the gaps in his panels, and then a loud ding stops him in his tracks. Beep. Bzz. No, Clank! No amount of seasoning is going to make me want to eat that, Clank. Clank burps out a completely deep-fried sneaker, considering that he himself has wheels, not feet. It's not entirely clear where it came from. He dead. Poor Clank. In terms of deep-fried footwear, I guess it looks okay. Clank slowly rolls out of the room to be alone with his shoe. Everyone tries to pretend like they didn't just see that entire thing go down. Nothing like a loud public breakup to cast a pall over the final day of school. Well, that was unfortunate. But we mustn't be distracted from what lies ahead. The Final Competition Showdown Challenge Extreme! Trademark. Exam! Murderer! I'm still working on the title, but I think you get it. Test time approaches. See you all in the arena. But before you can think about your upcoming competition, there's a very beautiful soul nearby in need of a pep talk. Hey Miriam, are you okay? Okay, I'm so mad I could smash a tiny mug, spilling several droplets of hot cocoa all over the floor. What does that even mean, Miriam? How could he embarrass me in class like that in front of everyone? Her tiny cocoa is a delicious treasure, so you know that this breakup is no joke, even if the source of her frustration is such a silly boy. I know that you know this, but I'm gonna say it out loud. You don't need anyone. Me and you, we're gonna cruise through this final test and hit the carpool lane to Success City. Miriam brightens up, imagining the wind rushing through her short bangs, but she hesitates to embrace the feeling all the way. You're not gonna saddle up on Colonel Sanders' stallion and ride off into the sunset without me. Of course not. Well, maybe, sorta, but I'm sure there's a pony out there with your name on it, and a ranch big enough for both of us, and whoever else wants to bring along. Whoever else we want to bring along. If it's not Pop or Clank or anyone else you meet today, tomorrow, or this whole year, so what? You're a special person who shouldn't settle for the first someone to show a little interest anyhow. Tony didn't murder anybody, I think. Tony, did you murder somebody? Miriam gives you a big hug and wipes the tears from her cheeks. I should really review my menu for today. I'm going to make a very special soup. And I bet that Professor Dog is gonna love it up. While you were pep-talking Miriam, you completely missed lunch, but that's okay, because you had a better idea of how to spend the time before your exam. You decided to head to the arena early and to practice a dish. This is it, the location of your final challenge. A test of will, a test of courage, a test of talent. And a chance to beat the pants off of Van the supposed Man-Man and his eviler counterpart, Ashley. God, every time I see that name, it infuriates me. As planned, you begin to run through a quick test of a recipe you've been working on. Ren's famous chicken pot pie. After practicing for months, making this dish comes second nature to you, and you're able to quickly get a fresh pot pie in the oven. But as soon as you do, your cram session is interrupted by Colonel Sanders. Ren, what are you doing here? There's still time before the final exam. Oh, just taking it all in. I'm big into visualizing success. I'm looking at my station and picturing victory. The pot pie has begun to bake, and the smell is slowly filling the space around you. Visualizing, huh? That's too bad. I was hoping you were here cooking something delicious. You'd usually happily share your food with anyone who is hungry, but the last time you let Colonel Sanders get in your head, it cost you a cook-off. You decide that it's time to put your cooking above your romantic desires, but that decision gets hard to stick to when the oven timer goes off behind you. Fess up about your practice dish. Okay, you got me. I'm doing a little bit more than visualizing. I know. My nose can smell a pot pie from 400 yards. That's an oddly specific distance, but you'd expect nothing less from such an oddly specific man. Emotes! Faye, you got the emotes! Let's go! Look at them! They're amazing. I love it. You knew it was a pot pie just from the smell? Not just a pot pie, but a chicken pot pie with an all-butter crust. And my nose is telling me something else. Oh no, is it burning? Haha, no. I can smell that it was made with a heaping helping of TLC. But it'll probably start burning any second if you don't pull it out. The moment of truth. Wow. It's the best pot pie I've ever tasted. I've always loved country cooking, and I could eat this all day. There's no time left. The final showdown is about to begin. Sprinkles lays down the ground rules. There are no rules, that is, except to cook with everything you've got. You step up for the cook-off of a lifetime. You decide that mac and cheese plus the pot pie you've been practicing are just the dishes that'll push you over the edge to victory. Meanwhile, both Van Van and Ashley are prepping wildly elaborate dishes per their usual over-the-top selves. Miriam has her giant magnifying glass and several sets of tweezers. She's definitely prepared to go big going small. Colonel Sanders seems to be harnessing his 11 herbs and spices, but he's trying to find a way to improve on something perfect. His original recipe fried chicken. The intensity in the room starts at a full 10 out of 10 with a frenzy of action. Everyone is calling out really cool special cooking moves as they prepare their food. Wow, this is getting serious. Xenomorph! Hey, how's it going? This game has been hilarious. So funny. Alright. If I don't see a cooking show now where people are yelling cooking moves like their specialties as they're chopping up dishes and vegetables, and I'm gonna be very upset. Ow! Ow! Simon! Ow! You weren't supposed to be playing Val, you were supposed to be laughing while I... Ow! Play this game. Whisk! Colonel Sanders batters his chicken as it levitates through the air. Levitating chicken? Egg wash! Miriam furiously injects ingredients into an itty-bitty pot of broth. Best friend Baster Blaster! 2 keyboard broken today using another replacement. Maybe you should just take a break from Val. You were outside hunting frogs? Nice! Did you get any more? Got some new friends for the tank? Souffle! Van Van flexes his pectorals as he chops open a sea urchin. Let's rockin' roid! Ashley scoops her pastries off the tray with lightning speed. Shallow personality spatula! Even Clank gets in on it. 5-dial pressure point chicken cooking technique. Wait, when did Clank learn to speak English? It's the singularity, as was foretold! We mustn't let it happen, or the appliance uprising will take us all! Self-destruct! Van Van quickly unplugs Clank and rolls him out the back door of the arena. As you frantically prepare your dish, you notice Ashley has her spellbook out. Is she going to use some dark magic to turn the tide? Nah, I found the guy making all the noise outside. Just took some pics and let him be. Oh, that's good. That's good. Ashley is my waifu and Clank is me in a Discord VC. Ashley's name is so annoying. It's so bad. See, Glory's been busy gifting subs. It wasn't just Glory. Let's see. Well, I guess this week it was Glory. I love this game! It's a very funny game. I love it too. Let's see. You've got a book of your own, and you're desperate not to see her win another battle. Should you take this opportunity to fight magic with magic, even if it's almost certainly evil magic? No. We're not gonna cast spells. Who needs magic when you've got passion? I'm gonna do it the hard way. Colonel Sanders sees that you've chosen to win on your own terms, and he gives you a subtle wink from across the room. This game is the stuff that runs in your mind. Oh, well, too late. I didn't cast the spell. I'm sorry, Xenomorph! I believe in you, Ren. Miriam notices too. And I've always believed in you, Ren, since we were little kids, because I'm your best friend forever! You turn to notice that Miriam is at your station cheering for you. Miriam, what about your dish? If you're here cheering, who is cooking? Tiny food, short cook time. I'm actually already done, so I thought I'd help you. Oh, that's sweet, but Miriam tosses a handful of spices directly into your boiling noodles. It's the secret Oh, no. Oh, no. She didn't. Noodles? However, she doesn't know that you lied and the ingredient was made up, and where in the world did she get Eye of Newt from? Miriam is like a useless Robin. This is Food Wars, KFC edition. It is! The boiling pot explodes, sending Miriam flying backwards. The watery noodles begin to swirl in the air, bubbling up into a dark cloud that thickens and congeals before your very eyes. It is I, Steve, the Spork Monster! Steve? Wait, what happened to Gorko? You're not here to battle me, are you? We Spork Monsters are many. I think Gorko had the day off, but you have conjured Steve, and I hate to battle. So I'd say no. Oh, hey, you're in the middle of cooking competition. I love this stuff. It's better than TV, you crazy kids, and your culinary skills really impress me. Mind if I hang out? Spork Monster kind of looks like Simon. I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm kind of in the middle of something. Do you mind? Steve the Spork Monster noticed that you've got the grimoire stashed beneath your cooking station. I see what you're up to. Crisscrossed some magical items and accidentally summoned me, huh? Ha, yeah, you guessed it, sorta. If you're here, would you mind tossing some fresh noodles into the pot of salted water? I'd love to. I always wanted to be a top chef, actually. You know, when I was just a little spork pup back in the old country. You can feel Spork Monster winding up to tell a long and involved story. You don't know exactly where they came from, but it seems like it was probably lonely there. Actually, you know what? Maybe you should watch from the stands. I really need to focus on this competition. I understand. It's kind of like that time in monster school that I had fallen asleep during scare tactics class, and then I woke up. You toss a serious stare at Steve, and he takes the hint. Never mind, I'll tell you later. Good luck! Having suffered this huge setback, you don't know how you could ever win. Give up and drop out of culinary school. I would do that, but I know it's just going to give me a game over. Time for me to head out and get ready for bed. This bear gotta go now. Love y'all. Nighty night. Get some good sleep, Tony. Have a good day at work tomorrow. Thank you for stopping by. Wait, first Spork Monster is you, the second one is you and Val? I don't understand. Alright, you summon extra power from deep down within yourself. I can do this. I have what it takes. I came here to win. Your hair turns mac and cheese orange as culinary energy flows through your body. Let's go. My heart is pure. My hands are steady. My taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for... Yes, Ren, you are the chosen one. You will avenge me. Student, what are you doing? The power you'd been summoning immediately fades back out. You interrupted my inspiring monologue. Sorry. My heart is pure, my hands are steady, my taste buds have been preparing their entire lives for this moment. I will show the world my cookery. You begin to levitate off the ground. Energy courses through your body. You know that with this power, you can do anything. Go home and be a family man. Hello, say I-50. Welcome in, how are you doing? This game is like Obama boss fight. Oh, nice. I'll have to check that out sometime. Except turn back time, which would be super useful because while you were powering up, your chicken pot pie overcooked in the oven and can't be served. Oh no! But don't worry, dear Rin. You may have suffered some setbacks, but all is not lost. Impressed with your fortitude, Colonel Sanders decides that you have earned his support. I've been watching you today, and I must say I'm truly impressed. You've been thinking on your feet and rolling with the punches. He steps up to your station and stands right beside you. I'm here to help. All you've managed to make is mac and cheese, and time is almost up, so you're going to need it. But Colonel Sanders, what about the test? What will happen to you? What about the rules? Following the rules has never really been my thing. I follow my heart. What a guy. Colonel Sanders unfolds a delicate white towel to reveal the most delicious fried chicken tenders you've ever laid your eyes on. And besides, sometimes unexpected combinations can have surprising effects that surpass the individual efforts. Are you suggesting, if we combine forces, we can form the perfect food union? Time's up, students! With time expired, it's the moment everyone has been waiting for. Food Wars, but if Cybin made the anime? You must now prepare to present your dishes. A handful of students stand tall, but the class seems incomplete. It seems we're missing some students. Pop? Clank? From off-screen, you hear a pure and innocent giggle that can only come from one student. I'm flying! It sounds like it's coming from that broom closet over there. Miriam, would you mind? Inside of the closet, you see Pop hanging on a broom hook by the elastic of his underpants. Pop, get down from there right now! Let me guess, did Van Van have something to do with this? When someone asks for a wedgie, who am I to refuse? I thought a wedgie was a salad! Looks like Pop is eliminated from the challenge, seeing as he didn't cook anything. I can't feel my legs! May I be excused? Sure. You kids and your pranks. I must say, it's not the worst prank in UCSAL history, but it's not exactly yearbook material. Wait a second. Pranks. Clank, where did that pressure cooker roll off to? You wait to hear a signature whir, beep, or other onomatopoeia, but there's none. Somehow, he must have gotten unplug? I guess. Well, we'll have to figure that out later. That leaves only 4 remaining students. Please collect your final projects. This game is a ride. It's something else. It is something else for sure. It's absolutely hilarious, though. Yes, it's been a long semester. Wow, 3 whole days long. But after days of hard work, the time has come for me to eat. Miriam, please step forward. Now, describe your dish. I've made tender udon noodles in savory soup. It's so tiny. My word, it's so delicate. Is that a teeny tiny Narutomaki? I spy afloat in Narutomaki. I spy afloat in this itsy bitsy bowl. This game is if everyone lived in the mind of Cybin. Cybin, you have an interesting mind. Yes, Chef. Please, call me Sprinkles. Chef is my father's name. Yes, Sprinkles. And some green tea made from baby tea leaves that I picked myself. Sprinkles carefully sniffs around the dish before opening his mouth and letting just the tip of his pink dog tongue dip into the bowl. Sublime. Would anyone else like a taste? Oh, come on. I'm not one of those dogs who doesn't floss. I even have a really cute electric toothbrush for dogs. Fine. I'll enjoy it all by myself. It's so tiny that it makes my IQ really low? Wait, what? And in a flash, the entire meal has been devoured. Not that it took much, it was less than a thimble's worth of soup. A+! Rarely do I taste a dish with as much love poured into it as yours. Miriam is overjoyed. She gives you a huge hug. Thank you, Rin, for helping me to believe in myself. Talking about the ramen size. What does that mean about your IQ, though? I'm lost. Van Van, you're up. Now, describe your dish. I made uni over smothered egg custard in an axe-hewn urchin shell topped with caviar. Did you skewer one type of urchin with spines from a second, different colored type of urchin? Yes, Sprinkles. A bit much, don't you think? That's exactly why I did it. A bit much is kind of my brand. Doesn't it look cool? Sprinkles leans in to sniff the uni, but can't get his nose close on account of all the spikes. He begins to paw at it erratically, causing the custard to slosh around. Woof woof! Please be gentle with my cuisine! Grrr. Finally, Sprinkles goes all in, tongue first, but he can't get past all the needles. He reels back as his tongue is poked and prodded. Youch! My tongue! The professor appears to be having an allergic reaction to the sting. I can't eat this! It keeps poking my tongue! Disqualified! A stunning turn of events. Who would have thought that serving food in a bowl made of needles could make it difficult to eat? Van Van is the greatest character. I mean, he's got a star pompadour. I mean, like, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. Dejected, Van Van does not go gentle into the night. Disqualified for glamour? Don't discount simplicity. That is tough. This isn't the last you've heard of me. Before forcing us to endure his swollen tongue for another moment, Sprinkles graciously laps up a bowl of milk. I know, yeah, I'm a dog and I drink milk, get over it. Sometimes it helps calm my agitated tongue. Who would have thunk? Next student, Ashley, it's time to step up. Now, describe your dish. I made Orange Blossom Turkish Delight in a light rosewater syrup topped with French meringue and connected by sugar glass. Looks interesting. That actually doesn't sound too bad. Indeed, it's quite delightful. However, I'd ask that you please refrain from eating it or attempting to taste it in any way. It's very fragile and meant to be a display piece. What? Don't eat food at a cooking school? Got toast in your ears or something, Ren? I told you, it's a display piece. Ashley, I must say it is beautiful. However, this is a cooking competition at a cooking school. Yeah, which is why I cooked it, and did an extremely good job cooking it too. I didn't realize that we were having an eating exam. That's literally, Ashley, that's literally what this is. What are you doing? If I wanted to be judged on eating, I'd go to the college eating school for the hungry. I suppose you could smell it if you absolutely insisted, but don't breathe too hard, you might disrupt the sugar spiral. Thank you for the head pats, Glory. Thank you. If the food cannot be eaten, it cannot be judged. You are disqualified. Rage overtakes Ashley, and she finally cannot keep her two-faced routine up. You wouldn't know the high-end cuisine if it cooked you. And with that, Ashley storms off to rededicate herself to being the best, but this time without being shackled by trying to be fake nice and liked by everybody. This isn't the last you've heard of me either. You're home now. Yay! Welcome back to home. And welcome back to the stream. If this class gets much smaller, I'll be teaching myself. You and Colonel Sanders, the final cooks, step up together. 2 chefs? What began as a bowl of delicious mac and cheese has become something else. He examines it closely, sniffing and eyeing the bowl. Welcome home, honey. Do you want dinner, a bath, or Ren? Hey, I'm not on the menu. Hold on, Ray. Uh-oh. I don't have a good feeling about this. From somewhere in the room, a literal drum roll plays. I heard it. I want my bed. Alone. Lol. Fair point. Just when I thought I've seen everything in this kitchen, you give me this thing and completely blow me away. In my 49 dog years of life, I've never tasted anything so delicious and perfectly balanced. It's so delicious, in fact, that everyone passes the What? Everyone passes the class. You pass, and you pass, and you get a pass. Everyone gathers around and partakes of the mac and cheese bowl. They all seem to transcend this reality into another dimension. You win! Together, you and Colonel Sanders have made a new menu item. The new menu item is so impressive that even Van Van and Ashley are drawn back in by its magnificent fragrance. Forgot this game existed? Wish it stayed that way? Dang! Rough. Welcome in. How are you doing? This game is my second favorite, carried by the Colonel. So the dog is a 7-year-old. Sure, I guess so. When they gaze upon your mac and cheese bowl, they admit that you are indeed an excellent chef. Sprinkles declares that you have passed. Everyone has passed. There were supposed to be more battles, but come on, how could they be better than this one? Now that the school year is complete and everyone has graduated, the students return for one last assignment, to get their groove on. The cafeteria has been completely redecorated in order to serve as the site of the school's graduation dance. Compared to the massive high-tech cooking arena, the humble decor seems downright cute and cozy. DJ Dog in the house! Oh, row, row, roo! You knew that Sprinkles was a master chef, but also a world-renowned turntablist? Who says you can't teach an old dog new tricks? What? Van and Ashley tell everyone they've committed themselves to righting the wrongs they did while they were villains. What? For a moment, you actually believe them. Not another haunting. No ghosts allowed at graduation is clearly written in the school's bylaws. I was never actually a ghost. It was all a trick to get you to finally notice me. Oh, amusing. And now that everyone is together, it's the Spork Monster! He is totally mellowed out! Everyone, the Spork Monster is no more. From here on out, I'd prefer that everyone refers to me by my new name, Party Monster! Student tries to finish what he had to say, but everyone is too wrapped up talking to Party Monster. Dejected, student walks off. Maybe things didn't work out for Miriam romantically, but she found love in her cooking, and you know she's gonna do great. A red carpet rolls out across the floor of the ballroom. It's like a Hollywood movie premiere. Who could command such an entrance? It's Pop! He arrived late to the dance, but apparently for good reason. Walking the carpet, you see, perched atop his dirty chef's hat, a crown? Welcome back, Pop. I know you weren't able to complete the final exam and accept your diploma, so we had it mailed directly to your father. We figured it was the least we could do for the school's dean. Oh, now I get it. And we get a new wing on the school, not to mention the honor of educating the son of the Chancellor of such and such. The music at the dance is interrupted by the sound of sparking and electrical hissing. It's Clank, who has arrived late to the dance. Now that I have graduated, I can reveal the truth. Whoa, he's still doing the talking thing. I am Clank. I am not of this Earth. I am actually from a faraway planet in another dimension. What? What? I actually feel like I knew it this whole time. Okay, Miriam, if you say so. Now that I have learned the ways of your kind, I must return. Miriam, will you come with me? What? Clank lore? I don't know what to say. Besides, no, obviously. I've just begun to learn who I really am. This isn't the time for me to devote my life to figuring out who you are, Clank. You're blown away by Miriam's maturity. It's pretty clear she has managed to surpass you in that regard. I understand, kind of. Humans are weird. A portal opens up and Clank disappears through it. Finally, Colonel Sanders arrives. Howdy, classmates. Just like the first day you met him, he has come prepared to feed the entire class. However, it's not enough to just give them a bucket of chicken. This time, it's a full meal. Every time. It gets me every time. I didn't get to be the most famous chicken man in the history of chicken and man by not reminding people to go out and buy my chicken. The end. What is this game? No, it's not the end. It's not, as everyone feasts on their delicious chicken dinner. Colonel Sanders finds you sitting at the edge of the dance floor. Totally not an ad. Definitely not. Never. Rin, what are you doing sitting all alone? Oh, you know, just waiting for the right person to ask me to dance. I wonder, might you tell me, what are the qualities that you would expect to find in such a lucky person? Off the top of my head, oh, I don't know. Spicy musk, a tidy goatee, and a degree from the University of Cooking School Academy for Learning, just to name a few. This truly is my lucky day. Would you dance with me? Yes, I would love to! As you glide across the dance floor, hand in hand with Colonel Sanders, the future stretches out in front of you. And once my 100th franchise is up and running, I'll be ready to take a day off, and I'll be so glad to spend it together with you, Ren. How sweet. We'll work together and play together. Colonel Sanders stops dead in his tracks. Work together? Well, I think this is something I'll just need to do by myself. But who will help you run your restaurants? I don't believe I need help. Besides, based on your time at school here, do you really think running restaurants is the best path forward? Could it be? You found a love connection but failed to earn Colonel Sanders' respect as a chef? Can you live with only half of him? Will you be able to endure sharing him with his other love, the life of an entrepreneur? I suppose I could enroll at pastry school? Oh, my dear Ren, I'm sure that you'll find your place eventually. And along the way, you'll have me by your side. The end. Is that the bad end? Did we get the bad end? KFC presents. What? What? Well, there you go. There you go. That's the KFC dating sim. What in the world? What in the world? No! The ads! No, horrible ad timing, why? You definitely have a better narrator voice reading this game than when I did it. Did you do this on stream, Xenomorph? Ow. Ow. And thank you for the compliment. Not sponsored by KFC, totally made by KFC, though. Greatest game of all time! Greatest game of all time. So, yeah. That was the game. That was really horrible ad timing. Really, really horrible ad timing. I don't know. Did we get the bad ending? Are there multiple endings? We didn't get to be Colonel Sanders' business partner. Well... I guess we're in a romantic relationship with Colonel Sanders, but we're not business partners. I don't know. I don't know. That game was absolutely hilarious, though. My tongue is all twisted up and I can't talk anymore. It's quite unfortunate. I guess it's a shorter than a normal stream. You got into his heart, but not into his contracts. I know, what's the point? I was only in it for the money. Only in it for the money. I didn't care about the awesome, sexy hunk that is Colonel Sanders. I think that's the only ending. That's the same one you got. Okay. But yes. So I think I am going to go ahead and rate off. It is a little bit shorter of a stream than normal, but yeah. That's what I had planned for the evening. Sometimes it's nice to have a short stream. If anybody wants to do anything in the Discord, no Gungeon. I don't have the patience for Gungeon right now. Xeno, we need to finish up Resident Evil. But yeah, thank you everybody. There is different endings. Unfortunate. I see. Well, too bad. Yeah, dog, just holla. Yeah, we need to do that. We do need to do that. But yeah, if anybody wants to hang out in the Discord, we can do something over in the Discord. I am going to be raiding off, so stick around, get you some extra channel points. I think we'll raid over to the Struggle for Waffles, who is doing a follow-thon right now, 1-year anniversary follow-thon on their channel. Thank you everybody for coming in. It was a lot of fun. Anybody new that's here that hasn't already, please don't forget to follow. It's much appreciated. But yeah, let me get this raid started up, queued up here. Struggle for Waffles. We're going to raid over to them. And let me get in the chat here the raid commands. So if you are a subscriber, you can use this message and for the raid there. Our raid message should be Grimace Shake. No, your raid message can be Grimace Shake. And if you are not a subscriber, you can use this message right here. Just copy and paste the one you would like. Copy, and when we do the raid over there, you can paste that over there in their channel. But again, thank you guys so much for being here today. It was a ton of fun. Tomorrow we have some more Elden Ring, so be sure to stop by for that one. But yeah. Have a great rest of your night and a wonderful weekend. And until next time, bye-bye!